what it comes down to now is there's 10 people who says that they will testify.
Well, I heard years ago that his teammates said that they shot him up on the actual run. They'd given him shots.
Yeah, but funny thing is that's the guy Floyd Landis. He won the Tour de France, and he got busted. And then he says, this is when Lance Armstrong had retired. He said, "Yeah, Lance Armstrong did it too," kind of thing.
They probably all did it.
Well, yeah. Well, it's funny. So he was never actually caught, right? But funny thing is on most of these second, third, and fourth place finishers were all busted as well on most of these. So even if he does get stripped of the winning of the Tour de France,
so everybody in the Tour de France has been cheating.
Everybody. So you might have to get down to like number 6, 7, 8 guy.
A guy that didn't finish.
Yeah, or you.
Kid on
you
a Schwinn.
Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
Like at the beginning. Man. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, and he died of heartbreak. And
well, he's not actually dead.
Neil Armstrong is dead.
No. Oh, I meant Lance Armstrong.
No, he just cheated.
To
death.
But now I've read that he still says he didn't do it.
Yeah, and he says.
But now he's not going to fight it anymore.
Right.
So they're going to strip him of everything.
Yeah. So he gets to retire, saying, "I never was caught, and I'm not doing this anymore."
But that's a lot of money he's got to get back too.
No, he doesn't, dude. He's earned I wouldn't say billions, but millions of dollars.
Well, he has learned, but he's got a lot of. I mean, he's got to pay that. From what I understand, they're making him pay back any winnings he's had also.
Okay, make me. He's already turned that money into so much more money,
Oh, that's true.
Probably doesn't even matter. But
this will ruin his future.
All those Wrist Strong bands.
Well, that was Live Strong or whatever. That was supposed to be for charity, though. He wasn't supposed to get money from that.
Well, the thing is with I don't know if people know about charities. There's difference between a charity is everybody thinks it's a charity, but they're in fact called nonprofits, which just means by the end of the fiscal year they will have spent all the money that they brought in.
Correct.
Whether it be on salaries or on.
Well, they don't even have to spend all the money. They're not in the business to make money. They don't. They don't.
Right. No, but they end up spending all the money that comes in.
They can have a surplus and carry it into the next year, but they don't. It's not to make their business grow per se.
Right. Something like that.
Yeah.
But he's not losing money.
See,
What?
I don't know. I kind of when the stories came out years ago that his teammates said he was doping, it made sense. I mean, how could one guy be that good? But who knows?
Kind of crazy.
It is crazy. I don't know.
Well, he's never busted.
Well, they apparently have blood left over from previous blood tests, and they're saying they do have. I mean, they do have proof now. I guess they know how to test it, or whatever test they were doing before wasn't adequate. But now I guess they said they have their proof. And there was an article about I read today about in France. He was about his hotel he was staying at was going to be raided to catch them with their drug stuff, and apparently they had somebody was paid off with the French police, and they canceled the bust at the last minute.
Really?
Yeah. So that's. I mean, they were about to break in the door, and they said no, don't do it. So that story I read today. I think it was on ESPN. So who knows? I don't know. Nobody really cared about the Tour de France before.
Exactly. So think about it. So Lance Armstrong made Tour de France crazy amount of money, and now they're all upset. Nobody cared.
Yeah, he'll. Well, he's past his prime, and he probably was gonna. From here on, he's gonna go downhill anyway. I don't know. Maybe let's give it more recognition, or maybe not. Who knows? Guy riding a bike.
Yeah.
If he was smart, he would have just rode a motorcycle and really won. He could test
Same
him.
thing.
They could have tested him all they wanted. They wouldn't have found any drugs. That's right. That's what I say. Oh yeah. What else? What else we got in the news? I find Lance Armstrong to be uninteresting.
What about Neil Armstrong? You like that guy?
I do. Now I heard something that he was misquoted.
The guy who faked the moon landing?
Oh boy. Now they have proof. They have pictures. They're faking the pictures too.
I don't know. I like to say that just to.
I know some people really believe. Do you believe they faked it?
Nah. It seems pretty legit.
It seems like, yeah. I mean,
Although we haven't done much since then.
We went to Mars. I mean, not personally, but have you been looking at the pictures from the rover thing? Curiosity.
Yeah.
Amazing
We had
pictures.
this. Remember we had this conversation?
I know, but I mean, since we last talked.
Yeah, it looks pretty much like California.
It's amazing. I don't know.
Minus the oppressive taxing.
Oh, and the water. And what would you think if they find some sort of life form on Mars? What would you think?
I would assume it would be like a microbial type life form, right?
That's I don't expect they're going to find a guy watching TV or something, but I mean, as far as your outlook on life, does that change anything for you? Is it your beliefs or anything?
Nah, I mean, like, it's about freaking time. I mean, I'm actually expecting. See, I got bigger space exploration plans, like the moons of Jupiter, like Europa. So it's got the ice on it, right? It's covered in ice, and there's liquid water underneath that ice. And
they think.
Yeah, they need to drill down into the ice and get to the thermal vents, and we'll see what's down there.
But
what?
I'm just thinking, even if there's water, which they don't know, they think based on
it is water.
Well,
you've seen it.
Well, they don't know it's water. They assume. I mean, they're using their best technology to without actually seeing water. I mean, they're using it on what do you call it, infrared and all their scientific stuff.
They're doing photographs, and it shows shifts and cracks in the surface, mm-hmm. which they assume it's ice on the surface, and the shifts and the cracks and the fracturing denotes that much like the ice caps at the North Pole.
Yeah.
What those do. So.
It could be. I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying I don't think you know for sure until you jump in it and say, it's so wet.
Yeah, it's wet.
Now, do you see men going to Mars?
It's a 9-month trip, so.
Oh, that's a long trip.
Well, they'll have the internet there, so,
Hopefully their connection's better than ours.
I mean, think about it. I mean, if you can, you load up your laptop with all the music that you want, all the books you want, and you could probably get a steady stream of news and stuff. You could stay entertained. I think
But how do they? I mean, I guess once they get going, they don't need any more fuel to get there. Once they start heading that way.
Right. I think it's the big blast. Is where you
give one big blast to get out of Earth's pull, and then they just kind of.
And then you continue to speed up, and then about halfway there, you got to start slowing down.
But as far as like electrical power, oxygen, and all that stuff, how are they going to maintain power?
Well,
it's not like a little satellite where a solar panel is going to do it. It's going to take a lot more power than that.
I think you need solar panels, and I think they've set up those the self-contained modules that are basically plants and stuff, plants and algae and stuff like that. That'll take the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and regenerate it.
You're talking a lot of plants, though, to keep up with a breathing person.
I
know they can do it with, like, lithium...
lithium-ion batteries?
No. They,
like in your watch?
No, the filters. For what they filter it to, but it scrubs out the CO2, basically.
Okay.
I just don't know if... 9 months, though? At least a year and a half, because assuming no one's going to volunteer for a one-way trip.
Yeah.
So at least a year and a half. And you're going to go there for a couple hours? You take a 9-month trip to spend a few hours and then come back?
No, yeah.
So, they got to... So, how long are they going to stay there? A week? A month? A couple days?
I think they have to stay there for a while to get back into the... So to make it a 9-month trip, that's when when Mars is closest to the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Earth,
yeah.
So, you have it's the timing thing to get the distances right.
Yeah.
So it might be
and
enough.
then you need the fuel to get back, and they got to carry that with them.
Yeah, unless they can make it while they're there.
Well, they can't. So
maybe they can find some Arabs there on the Mars.
I wonder. Obviously, to get there to Mars, compared to going to the moon in 1969, the technology is much better. The spacecraft can be much lighter. I wonder if they, could do it would they be able to bring enough fuel? And basically, with the moon, they orbited the moon and then sent down their little capsule.
Right.
I guess they would.
Oh, and all you need to do is get back to the
orbiting thingamabob.
Orbiter. But the orbiter would probably have to be in orbit for a year.
Obviously it's much bigger than the moon. Oh, man, there's so many different... that'd be a rough one. Although they sent that thing down. That was pretty impressive to send that thing. I guess they didn't have to get it back, but... To get that thing all the way there and land it safely, that's pretty damn impressive.
I don't know.
You
send me there. You send me there with somebody that I wouldn't mind spending the rest of my life with. Say if I was married.
Yeah, but you're talking, life is going to be a matter of months.
Hot scientist chick. What?
Yeah, how you can't live there for years. It's not going to happen.
Well, you got to figure it out, man. Start growing stuff. Look, you don't... you're not going there without a plan.
Well, I know that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you think they're going to come up with this plan?
I think the plan involves underground facilities.
I think they need to bring along hose.
Yes. Pimps and hose in space.
No, not that kind of hose. Along, like a garden hose from Earth. And then they can pump water to them. Seems like it would work. Warm water so it doesn't freeze in space.
Okay.
But not too warm because it'll boil in the hot areas. In the sunlight. That's the other thing. What kind of radiation are they going to get on the trip there?
It's hardened. You live in a hardened area. On the space shuttle, it's shielded. Actually, when they get the whole thing's not shielded the same way. But when there's a solar activity,
mm-hmm.
they have to go down to a protected area.
I get you. Now, Mars is that closer to the sun or further from the sun?
Mars needs what?
I can't remember. We're the third, so Mars is the second?
I'm going to hang up right now.
It's the fourth one.
Yes.
I can never remember.
My very elegant mother just sat upon 9 porcupines.
Pluto's not a planet anymore.
I know.
So it didn't sit on anything. Now, their atmosphere is obviously